Good evening and welcome into your Sagittarius solar new moon eclipse channeling. Now, this particular new moon has aroused such exciting feelings within me that I'm just very much enjoying with this stream that is arising and coming in, wanting to welcome it with open arms. Not quite knowing what's going to come, but the very first thing that popped in my mind when I found out that this new moon will be in the sign of Sagittarius was that this is the shooting star new moon, because the Centauri Sagittarius, this is described as the Centauri, the magical being, is drawing the bow. You're kind of like the arrow that is being aimed and then being shot as far and as high as possible, and in the most best destiny that there can be. You're the shooting star, piercing the skies of your dreams. The shooting firelight star. And since Sagittarius is a fire sign, it always brings about transformation. And I really like new things and new horizons. I like surprises and unexpected things, good unexpected things. And of course, everything can be seen as a blessing. It's always a choice. So, yeah, Sagittarius brings change. Its nature is transformational, change, forward momentum, searching for truth and insight, expanding the horizon and perspectives as well. And the Centauri is a magical being. There's something fantastical about it. And I personally really love fantasies and fairy tale so much. I want to make my life a living fairy tale. And somehow this Centauri being is bridging me and the fairy tale life, because it has both animal and human qualities, and it has this ability to go out on an adventure, be courageous, and follow the instinct to find that which has not been yet found. And it's also somehow bridging like heaven and earth, like higher consciousness and a raw earth, the wildest form of raw life force of the earth, and knowing how to use it wisely, how to cultivate it into living knowledge. So that's quite fascinating, that the Centauri has that kind of alchemical aspect to it as well. Yes, and then this poem also came to me. This poem by Khalil Gibran, where he's talking about children. I think the poem is named About Children or something like that. And in the beginning, it says something like, our children are not our children. They are children of life itself. They are children of the longing of life itself. And that is a perfect reminder, whether you have your own children or not, there's a child within each and every one of us. And the child wishes to be free. It cannot be binded into whatever form of captivity, a false sense of control, whatever it could be, that is binding our freedom. The child within, all the children of earth, wants to dwell freely towards the dreams that arise beyond the small mind. They arise from the mystery of our heart, and that is to be respected. And by the way, sorry if there's some noise in the background, but the animals are, I have 3 cats, and it's evening, so they are they're getting active. And it's also said in the poem that children do not live in the yesterday, but they dwell in the newness of tomorrow, or something like that. But I think that it means exactly that what has passed and what has been, the forever living mystery of our heart, is always one with that which is forever new, unpredictable, unbinded to that which our mind has conditioned. You know, if we are used to something, it's not alive anymore. I mean, if we're too used to something, we're not alive anymore. So I think that it means exactly that, being alive in the forever vulnerable, sensitive moment that is now, forever being open for the stream of life to come purely, and not trying to captivate it, at least not in such a way that the stream becomes suffocated. Always being always being attentive. Where does the stream want to go? What does life want to happen? What is wanting to arise? What does my heart want? Truly. For that is the aim. That is the shooting star. You're the shooting star. And in the end of the poem, it says that children are living arrows, and the parent is the bow, and the archer is God. God is the archer, and the bow should gladly bend in the arms, in the hands of the archer. Isn't that quite beautiful description of how life happens? We have to surrender to the divine will, to the godly power that has created us and our heart, the power that has put our heart to place, and it's a lifelong task to learn how to listen to it. Listen to the tender whisperings of our heart. Because when we listen to the heart, when we serve the will of the heart, then we also receive the present, the gift of life. That is just fulfillment, because our heart knows. So what is the aim? Where does your shooting star want to fly? Because when you're drawing the bow, you kind of have to know what you're doing. And you also need strength so that you can draw it properly. And then you have to have alignment so that you can aim. So you have to know what you want, and then you aim, and then you shoot. With confidence. When you shoot, you don't doubt anymore. You know what you're doing. So do you know what you want? Do you know what is your aim? It is indeed a solar eclipse happening. So technically speaking, it means that the moon is passing in between Earth and Sun, so that it's blocking sunlight for some while. And symbolically speaking, I feel like this means that from the dark depths of our being, we have buried something, a portion of our force, of our strength, of our being. There's something in the hidden depths of our hearts to be found. And Sagittarius is here to illuminate that. With its through truth yearning nature. It wants the truth. Things need to be done properly, truthfully. Because otherwise, what are we doing? Or why would we be doing anything if not according for what is true? And Sagittarius is willing to go as far as it needs to find what it wants to find. The longing, that's the longing of life. Your heart is longing for something. That's why you go for the adventure. Because there's a yearning, an unquenchable thirst. That wants to be responded to. And the life itself is the response. You just have to know where you're going. And it is the best to start the journey from within. to go towards the within, because from there you can know what you really want, and then you can set your direction so that you don't stumble in the outer life for something that you may not actually not want, when you're just, you know, rolling subconsciously. So the magical Centauri is helping us to become conscious. And the magical Centauri is allowing the true wish of the heart to arise, and let that be the aim. So ask from your heart, what does it really want? What does it yearn? And let there be no limitations other than your wildest, most unlimited imagination. Ask the divine, ask God to remove the limitations of your mind, so that you can come to know your heart's true desire and life purpose and fulfillment. And let then the force arise from the depths of the earth. Life force. With love, life force, you draw the bow. You become aligned with knowing what you want. And then with all your being the arrow, you draw the bow. And then you shoot. And then you shoot. And it can be something totally unexpected. Like I said, this new moon just aroused these magical feelings, excitement, like something is about to be expanded. Horizon is expanding. There has been something like, at least for myself, there has been something like blinding my sight for a very long time. And I'm really asking to see the clear vision of what is there to be seen, because when we're blinded, we don't know what we're supposed to be seeing. But with asking comes the response. So I'm feeling that the horizon is truly expanding. The vision is arising from the deepest depths of our being. Something sacred, something magical, something otherworldly as well. With force, with fiery force and confidence. A new dimension of being opening up. So take time to ask your inner being, how would it like to communicate these new horizons to you? Maybe you want to meditate. Maybe you want to paint or sing or dance. Just be receptive. Just let it happen. Let it happen. Let it come to you and own your own force. be unyielding in such a way that you know what belongs to you. Because there's a sense of justice binded to the principle of truth as well. Because the essential nature of this universe, of creation, of life, is good. So therefore truth is good, and it is just. So seek justice, seek for what feels right, and trust in it. Trust that you're right when something feels right. It's the instinctual side of the Centauri, the animal side, serving the living heart. The living heart, wanting to experience the most the most lovely heights and extents of life. So be justice, be an embodiment of justice. Defend with love that which is right. And trust that the unseen superpowers are always with you. When you trust them, meaning that when you express justice or when you speak your truth, which is the essence of life, then the power greater than you always stands aside you, alongside with you. Because when you're with it, it is with you. So there might be some karmic releases as well. Just let it happen naturally. Let the holy fire burn in the wisdom, in the alchemical wisdom of love. All of that which not serve the true aim of your sacred heart. Ask your guides, the divine, to help you in this. Because the forward momentum is here. And so I'm wishing you the most magical blessings at this time and forevermore. So be it.